Hello YouTubes, Graphoniac here, coming to you live from the SMB server tonight, and you see behind me, I have been incredibly busy. Spent probably a rather unhealthy amount of time on the server of late doing some extremely tedious things that just, once they're done, and everything feels really great after, and they were just projects that really needed to be done, and I really didn't want to do them. Had been stalling for a little while. So, yeah, I figured I might as well spend a couple weeks and get them out of the way so that I can do some more fun projects. So the first thing that I did was I put in these two railways here so that they're even with the hub. This is for the Guardian Farm and the mob drop arena thing, whatever that Impulse is built, and that obviously then is for the end. So that's all nice and neat. I want to build a drop ladder thing down to the smelter, but that's for another time. We use the smelter only every now and then, so it's not as big a deal. The next thing that I did was dig to Bedrock up there and to Bedrock down there. So that's the top floor of the hub. This is kind of the ground floor, sort of. I'm not really sure what he's got planned for down here, so I just left this open. I didn't actually do much with it. But if I were to drop down there, there'd be a slime block, and that's the portal for our mines. Ironically, also, if I were to just drop down the mine carts there's a slime block, so either way, you know, safe. And then come up here, those are just stairs that kind of lead out, up and down. Just click through. So this is something, I guess technically it's the first redstone that I did on the server. It's really simple, but the problem that I was having, because I refused to put half slabs around this minecart, the minecart didn't want to put me beside the minecart when I shifted out. It wanted to put me in the minecart, which meant that I would fall down. So since I was using trapdoors underneath these minecarts, since they're clean, pretty, out of the way, hardly notice them with the iron blocks, what I did was to just put tripwire, and then this would, you know, sense that, hey, you're in here, turn off this here, and then remove the power from the trapdoor that's currently got it open or closed or down. See how it's down, and then, hey, I'm in the cart, so trapdoor catch me, and then it's on the way. The only inconvenient thing there is that every now and then a pigman will come up here and just wander and just hang out in the cart. So I left the ladders there just in case. I found out that actually we could have two portals in our ship because it's so long. So this portal goes to the front of the ship and that goes to the back of the ship. I had Wither Skulls here, but I donated them to Mobbin because he's going to do a thing with the wood farm. And I built this hallway to Davkis's Wither Skelly Crusher thingamajiggy. So, pretty much one of the first things that Dav built was this. And he carved out a nice hallway, and then I just, you know, made it more like a bunker, I guess. Just bring it on back. That actually took a lot of time, mostly because I kept misplacing the obsidian, and that's not fun, misplacing obsidian. This wall right here will be flush whenever they fix the portal spawning bugs, because right now this portal will spawn me in this block right here, and I'm wondering if it actually has to do with the size, because I had a naturally spawned portal of a normal size and it didn't do that. It did put me through towards the bottom, but that's easily fixed with another layer of blocks underneath. So I'm wondering if it's actually the big portals that's causing that problem. And it's consistently right there. It doesn't shoot me back behind there or anything. It's consistently that spot. So it's definitely something to do with the maths. This is the portal to Rex's witch farm. If you want to AFK there, I'm actually not sure if that's functioning yet or not. But this is the ladder to the X79 Impulse's gold farm, which is way up there. Kind of really convenient for us. We just kind of go down the hallway and go up for the gold farm. Gold team's been coming up the ladder, but they can actually come up my elevator if they wanted to come that way. I think it's a little faster. The thing that I've been working on all of today is in here. And oh my goodness, this was quite the project. Oops. So way out that way. And yes, I lined the whole thing with grass and leaves. Way out that way, we're talking like 300 blocks, is a flower forest. And you can tell by the walls that the mesa is going to be on that side and that the ice biome is this way. So let's just jump on down there, shall we? I'm going to cut in the middle of jumping because this is really long, give a electro swing hug to my patrons, and we'll be right back. So the run wasn't really all that bad. I mean, I was here long before the music actually quit playing, but the mesa is that way and the ice biome is this way. Because it was another like 700 blocks away, I just decided to break through the ceiling and take a minecart. That took a long time, and it was kind of inconvenient because had to break through the ceiling again to put in another portal on the underside of the bedrock, so that when you come back in through the overworld, you can get back up. So I put a hole through it and a ladder up to the hole in the bedrock, so you can get in either way and then come on back through the minecart, because it's a long way. And it's a lot safer up that way than it used to be, the one wide path over the lava. Seriously, that was scary times. That's what that was. These hallways took pretty much all day to do, and I'd actually put quite a lot of work into them already. And I'm extremely, very, 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 very grateful to Zintac for the iron golem farm, because, yeah, my design choice would have been extremely not practical. But let's just jump through here, because I like it. Whee! Okay, I'm gonna time from bedrock to bedrock, watching my little recording clock. Bedrock to bedrock in 8 seconds. That'll do. That will definitely do. Let's go to the front of the ship. That's where a lot of the work has happened since you saw the ship last. And the last ship tour was just this past week for you. It was a couple weeks ago for me, but it'll have only been a week for you, so you'll get to see about a month's worth of work in 1 week. It's pretty cool. Yay, you too. So I did put in these platforms here, and I'm thinking that they'll be, Duke had wanted a place to put gardens, and so I gave him these platforms. They're his to do with as he pleases. He'd also been talking about doing some kind of banner hall or something for his patrons. Like I said, these platforms are Duke's to do with as he pleases. Just, I assume he'll keep them nice, and that'll be sufficient. So I also built him, since these are Duke's platforms, I also built him a piano. I had thought about doing a custom tree there, since these are theoretically going to be gardens, but I don't honestly know what gave me the idea. I really don't. But I was in call with some friends. I think I was just hanging out with Rain or something, and I realized that I needed to build him a piano. I built him a baby grand. I did actually go Google Minecraft piano just to see what was out there, to see some of the ideas. And I did sort of use the ideas that were on there, but they were all trying too hard. They were too complicated and didn't quite look right. This I thought was pretty simple and looks really nice. He's actually going to try and make it functional, hence the button that you see inside there. I'm not entirely sure how he's doing this, but he's got some kind of... He raised up the platform for one thing. I had it too lower than that, but yeah, I don't know. He's doing some redstone voodoo magic thing. So here's the other portal and a mimicked star-like platform, because Rex did that over there and I really liked the feel of it, and I wanted to try something. I wanted to have floors with a little bit of depth to them. It's not something that I usually do. Put a nice little enchant station up here. There's an ender chest, anvils all around. Been trading at the gold farm for lapis. Lots and lots and lots of lapis. And then down here, here's another day-and-a-half long project. A functional library. And I'll link to this. If I don't link to this, fuss at me, but I'll link to this in my description. I used the piston trick that OMG Chad explained in a video a very, very long time ago. And you can, there's a graphical glitch on this side, but not on this side. For whatever reason. But there's, see, I renamed a chest, and that's where Thorns goes. So, I've got these organized. This side are low enchants. There's armor in this one, weapons in this one, tools in this one, and then high enchants on this side. And if it's like two different kinds of enchants that you get that don't really go together, like you find in the chests, or sometimes it'll actually give you, it's kind of weird. But see, the Bane of Arthropods goes on a sword and blast protection goes on armor, so I just kind of threw it in the weapons. You can use it for either one, that way you can check. But yeah, nice little library. Hopefully we get some donations soon. I have, oh good, donations. Oh yeah, and the thing that they're not actually donations. It's the one that Duke broke. Don't know, I don't think he's done yet, but his little wordstone contraption thingy is supposed to have a song back here, and he's been working on that for a long time. Should go check out his video. If it's up yet, I will link to it. Hopefully I'll remember to link to it. If it's not up yet, post fact, whatever. But he did record his reaction, and as of this video, I've not seen it, and I'm really kind of eager to see it. I really want to see it. I was disappointed I didn't get to see his reaction or hear it, but I'm pretty proud of that piano. I'm really very proud of that piano. See you, Rexy. So I finished all of this, and I added this floor in here, and I added this floor in here, and I started putting in a wall behind the sorting system. I opted to do glass, just darkened glass, so it's not, so it feels finished, it feels clean and enclosed, but it's still visible because, I mean, this is a high-tech ship, and seeing some of the engine parts is kind of part of it, kind of part of the design. So I left that open. I think I did a little bit more work on the other side, actually. And that's the thing that I'm going to talk about. This side over here. Yeah. So this, I actually brought it all the way up. I haven't quite worked out what to do up top, but that's, kind of one of the things we'll get to when we get there. Right now we're still working on the bottom 3 layers. I actually built this while watching the Philae comet landing. It was pretty... I will always think of that now. Every time. I love it. I'm totally geeking out over the fact that humankind has landed a robot on a comet. The kind of precision and math and planning that had to go into that just boggles the mind. So I built this entire encasement while watching the Philae landing, like 4 or 5 hours worth of coverage. I was a little bit distracted. I could have built a little faster, but science is cool, man. So anyways, on this side there's going to be a kitchen, and in the kitchen will be a cow farm and chicken farm, which will pump directly into the system there. I actually don't know which side the chicken is. I think it's actually on the other side. Yeah, chicken's on the other side, so I may have to find a clean way to do that. But Rex, I'm pretty sure Rex is putting in a brewing system back here. He said maybe Tango's or something. Putting a brewing system back on this side. So I won't really have any room over here to put a chicken farm or a cow farm. Which is cool because I only really just need to pump the stuff into the system like right up there. I have not marked out where they'll go just yet. And I don't exactly have the kitchen plan, like the floor plan in mind either. I'm kind of inclined to do 2 levels. So build a shelf right here, about the same width as the little alcove there, and put the animal farms up top, and then do like a kitchen pantry or something. And do a decorative kitchen in here or eatery. I have not sold yet. All I know is that somewhere back here is going to go a chicken farm and a cow farm. And they're not going to be very big either. The chicken farm's going to just be mobbins that's down on the ground right now, and I'll just transport it up. And the cow farm's going to be pretty small too. I don't know which design I'll use. I'm partial to soap the grates, but I'm going to have another look around to see if anything suits my fancy, because I'm just doing small farms up here. And you see to the left, there's a small cactus farm, and it's been running for, I don't know, a couple hours. I think just finished a couple hours ago. My own design. I did not copy anybody off YouTube. I just wanted something that looked kind of space agey and cool. So, the trapdoors are what breaks the cactus, and I just used hoppers underneath. That's fine. Just a couple hoppers. And they feed into there, so I'm getting cactus while I build on the ship, which is nice because I'm always in need of cactus for the cyan clay. So it's not a super fast, super efficient farm. It's very, very small, but once I get caught up, now that I'm building a whole lot of other things, not using cyan clay, it should build up pretty quickly. The other 2 chests that were down here are going to be for pumpkins and melons. I'm going to do another small melon pumpkin farm here. Going up a little bit taller, I think. I'm probably going to do one of the tower designs. Again, not going to get a whole lot of output from them, but we don't want a whole lot of output from them. This is just so that when you can't be bothered to go down to Duke's pumpkin farm, you can still get, a handful of pumpkins. And this is the auto wheat carrot potato farm that Impulse just put up on his channel last week. He found through somebody else. Come on, there we go. He found through somebody else who had found it through somebody else who found it through like everybody's always adapting and adjusting, and even I adapted and adjusted it. That's kind of how Redstone goes. So he had a lever right there, but I can't be bothered with a lever. And he also had the water right back behind, and that actually really bugs me because the farmland is just ever so slightly less than a block, and I really hate seeing that water back there. So the changes that I made are I moved the water off to the side, and then I used a tripwire to pull the signal instead of the lever, so that it automatically cuts off when you back up. And then I just moved the chest up there so that I could add a little bit of height to the machine because I wanted to. Because most of my things are very design oriented. So going to put those away. But those are really they are the only changes. I just moved the water off to the corner because it will still hydrate as long as it's up to 4 blocks away, and I used strip wire instead of a lever because lazy. The chest actually won't be from this because you pick up your own stuff while you're standing there. The chests will actually be filled by volunteers, and I've got one up here already. Come up and check on him. Hi, buddy. This was a lucky zombie villager spawn on the ship, and I brought him up here. Probably like the day of or the day after I release this video, Impulse will have finished, hopefully, will have finished his new zombie, or his new villager breeder, and I'm gonna use that design because I want to. And I will pipe the villagers in through here, up there at that level. And then this is a whole week's worth of work, actually. An entire week's worth. So the villagers will pipe in through here. You'll push a button, call for a villager, and it, manually push them. I didn't want to do any of the automatic filling stuff because it takes so much redstone and so much space that I wouldn't have been able to fit both layers of the trade hall, and I'm going a lot for design here, so I forfeited some of the function, and I'm really quite okay with that. So basically the design that Milky Way has up on his channel, but just without all of the automatic filling stuff. So his inspiration, but my design, because it's just, I mean, you can't really claim credit for switches in a mine track. So call for a villager. They won't have to go far. Come down here. You say, oh hey, I want him to go in this one. Shove him down. He falls down in there, and then you'll be able to see him while standing right there. And if you don't like the villager for whatever reason, and I don't actually expect this to be a big issue, but if you don't like the villager for whatever reason, you just push the button and this will send him on down. And this path here sends the carts that way, which will be a cart return. Also probably the same design that Milky has. Just a quick little cart return, and then send the carts back up to grab the next villager. So I don't expect there to be much trade out. There's 24 slots here, and really, honestly, once you get a dozen librarians and one of each of the others, you'll have pretty much everything you need. So I don't actually expect that to be an issue, but you know, heaven forbid a zombie gets in there or something, whatever. Another bonus feature is that there's hoppers underneath all of these, so if you accidentally throw stuff in there, it'll bounce off that back wall into the hopper and feed into this dropper that's at the feet. This is actually just a furnace, but this is a dropper, so like every one of those has a dropper. I really like that feature. These stairs are going to go away, these ones here, and I'm going to glass block this off so that zombies can't get up in there. And this is the carpet trick that's going to be all the way around this thing. And I'm going to make sure that this whole area is completely spawn proof. So in theory, the zombies won't know that they can cross the carpet here. And they won't spawn in there. In theory, it will be spawn proof. So that's what I've been up to for like the last month. Kind of wonderful to have video editing. But I'm not going to go downstairs because Rex is working on his room and it looks really great, but I don't know if he's going to get his video up in time. We're starting to work on the completion of those filters. That's really the only thing that's left in there, is just adding the filters, and that's just tedious. And I'm trying to work out a design here. I'm not overly satisfied with it. Kind of stalled out at the moment, but it's just there so that I don't have to look at the redstone coming from the side. Oh, I did put the panels in. I was gonna do obsidian underneath the ship. Oh, I was gonna do obsidian underneath the ship, but Rex pointed out that it would be just as effective to put wool underneath there. The point was that I just didn't want a block that would insta-mine if you have an efficiency 5 pick, and then you end up spleefing yourself even through the barrier. So I just put wool underneath there. Yeah, that's a dirt block pad thing right there, because I'm gonna put something underneath the mineshaft drop, so that won't be there, and the redstone line probably won't be there. I'm not overly fond of the color, but as you see, I did finish those walls for the outer rooms, and I brought them up to where the engines are. The next time that I record, probably will have some of the bottom of the engines done. Probably not all, because it's going to be a huge project. But I'm really satisfied with how the paneling turned out. I think it actually looks really cool. Instead of being completely function, it turned out to be pretty nice form. I'm really very pleased. So, coming along, bottom of the ship is looking amazing. Just about done. Those holes there correspond with the fighter jet that thing's going to be, which corresponds with that thing, and that's something that Mac is working on for us, so I'm not going to actually tour it. I'm going to let him do his thing. There is Mobbin's tree farm, just about done. He's really close. It looks amazing, seriously amazing. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me. I would like to say something about the news that we're going to release in stream tomorrow, which is tomorrow for me, but it will have passed for you. So the news is that we've got new members, and you're gonna have to check my description for the links for those new members, just in case I accidentally hit publish and whatever, just to make sure we're not accidentally giving spoilers. So that's gonna be it for me. It's been a nice 30-minute episode this time, which is good because it's been almost a month worth of work for me. I'm glad to give a 30-minute episode, but I will see you next week. Bye, guys. Okay, so here's the thing. In Syntax episode number 7, he blew up my room. The room in my ship that I worked so hard on. So I built him a doghouse. That's right, Zintac is in trouble. I built him a doghouse in the air. This is where Zintac is going to stay. I've built him a nice little room and a wonderful reminder of what he will never do again. Huh. And there's the door. Come at me, bro.